to discuss, really. But anyway,
When the haters hate, you just congratulate.
All right. So we live, huh? We live.
We're live. What an era. What an era. Wrestling fans. We've been waiting for 12 months.
you've been waiting.
We said, and when he first came onto the scene, I told everybody, including Big Corey, I said, watch this guy. This guy is a blue chipper. Can't miss.
All them years ago when he first started, or
Oh,
just recently?
hold on, Tom. Hold on. Almighty Bobby Lashley. Well, you guys laughed 2 weeks ago when I said the Hurt Business. Yeah, they're my second greatest.
Wait, no. Let's get something straight here. 2 weeks ago, we basically agreed across the board that he's going to win the title. Did we not?
Now,
Go back and look at the tape.
you guys laughed. You guys mocked me when I said
Nobody mocked you. Nobody
mocked him
laughed at
for this
you.
table.
He said it was about to happen.
I said they're the second greatest faction, and I stand by it. Damn it, right here. What's up, John? John Scully, how you doing? What do you think about it? What do you think about Bobby Lashley now, Mr. Scully?
I
Mr.
don't
Wrestling. He knows wrestling. Hey, all
That's
y'all.
great.
Oh
Man,
This guy, what amazing feat. What an amazing. He has brought wrestling back to the forefront. We've been waiting for this superstar. And he's here. He's among us. His name is the almighty Bobby Lashley. He even got my son into wrestling.
Hold on.
He even got my son into wrestling. This guy is a superstar.
superstar. He's gonna be. I mean, he's been good for a while.
Historian.
Oh, what's up?
What's up?
Yo,
Wait, real quick.
what's
Historian.
happening, man?
Historian.
Yo,
where
man.
do you rate this run of
This
Bobby
run?
Lashley? Real quick. Where do you rate this run of Bobby Lashley?
What do I rank it in terms of?
No, historian. No, Tony. I want you.
Oh,
I think
okay,
it's a good
Tony.
filler to Mania. It's a good filler to Mania. I mean, they can run with it, but the thing is I like the Miz run because I like that kind of heel, that cocky heel. I mean,
That can't never beat nobody straight up. They can never beat nobody straight up. He can never beat nobody straight up.
He won't. I mean, I like that though. I like that heel that kind of is like that cheap kind of weasel kind of heel that can cheat to win, like because you like to see him try to get beat.
All right, well, Tony, we're gonna have to cut you off with that terrible comment you just made.
Coming from
Bobby Lashley is the man. Bobby Lashley's the man. All right, I'm sorry, Terry. Take it. This is Terry. Run with it, Terry.
Oh man, hey, look, you know, I'll congratulate Barry on you know what I'm saying, on being the Lord. I will say this. I'll say this about Barry, okay? Because like Corey did say, I think all of us kind of predicted Bobby Lashley would win the belt going into WrestleMania. No. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to get around to get to your praise, Barry. Let me set it up first, because I think we all predicted that he'd win the belt on this run. But Barry has been at the forefront of the cheering section for the Hurt Business since their inception, and I will give Barry props on that. You were very supportive of that group since they were put together. So I'll give you that. But I will say this. The reason why I wasn't more sold on the Hurt Business as a faction is because, quite frankly, I didn't have any faith in the WWE to actually do something with that group. I thought they just kind of threw those guys together, and I didn't know that it was gonna. I didn't think that it was gonna grow into what it has, and I'm glad that I was wrong in that department, because they actually did see. For once, they actually did see the gold when it was right there in their face, and they struck the iron while it was hot, and they put the belt on them. Unfortunately, I wish that this title win came at WrestleMania, because him walking into Mania, it just kind of seems like he's being set up to be the monster that gets slayed for Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania.
No, he's way over. Wait. First of all, he's way above Drew McIntyre. It's not even the same arena. Second of all,
I agree, but does WWE see it that way?
Well, and real quickly, and then I'll let everybody else get on what we have to talk about. What I like about them is that they're guys that don't really necessarily. We know they're brothers, but they don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? They just play like, hey, we're just a faction that's going out here and kicking ass, and I like that. I think that's refreshing, personally.
I respect that.
I mean, it's a
look, different sector.
It's a great faction. They all got belts. MVP is the MVP. MVP is the MVP. Absolutely. Because I think once MVP came in, he just added such a credibility to everybody else, and he really made those guys seem legit. I mean,
but do they really? Are they really heels though? What I like about it, I don't think they are. Yeah, they're heels. Are they heels or face? You don't know, and I like that too. They're not really black and white type of wrestling. They're back. They're kind of like. I would even say they're different than the NWO because the NWO was portrayed as heels, even though they really, people they were over.
Well, what it is these guys are more like if we're gonna look at a faction, they're more comparable to, I would say, like Team Angle, where they were bad guys, but they were all legit and like they all could win clean. You know
and
what I mean?
Don't ever compare the Hurt Business to the NWO. Get out of here with
that. Well, look. One thing I'm gonna say about
man.
Corey, you're a little hard on the Hurt Business. You still not sold on the Hurt Business at all?
It's just like
He's a hater.
Barry is trying to take credit when he didn't even know about it until I put him onto it. You know what I'm saying? He had no idea. He's always like,
I don't know what you're talking about, Corey.
So it's personal with you. It's personal with you,
I told him because I knew he was going to. MVP started poking his little head around Bobby Lashley when we first started. And then the rumors started flying because they were recruiting Shelton Benjamin. And then it originally was supposed to be Apollo Crews that was going to be in Cedric Alexander's spot. But he had a rivalry with Bobby Lashley, and they put in Cedric Alexander. But I put Barry onto that, so I don't want to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to hear about. I've been telling people about the Hurt Business and all this stuff. I told you, I was like, this faction's about to happen, and you got all excited about it, and you just ran with it. But don't ever put them number 2 against the Horsemen. That don't make any kind of sense. I'm still pissed off about that.
Yeah, Barry's still tripping on that one. That was tripping on that.
I think he just referred to.
I don't think I am. First of all, the 4 Horsemen always change. They always change members. There's only really 3 solid. You know what I'm saying? And they change members too quick. This Hurt Business is the same group so far, and they all got
the last 2 months.
I just want you to think about the stuff before you say it. Because
I'm not.
when you said that, you bypassed all the other factions that were out there. All the other factions we listed in our show that time. And you put them that hasn't even been around for a whole year over all these other factions.
Real quick. I do wanna say something though from the Black Kings angle of this whole thing, and the fact that can we all just rejoice in the fact that this is the most credible Black unit of a team that we've ever seen of a faction, and these are 4 individuals who not one time have they referenced the fact that they're Black.
That's what I said.
That's not their thing. That's not their. They're not coming on a political thing or whatever. They're just brothers, legit wrestling brothers, and they wear suits. They're clean and they dominate. Yo,
and we love that.
And look, let's be clear about this. And we were kind of talking about this last week amongst ourselves. But this is the most legit Black championship that I think we've ever seen in a world title run. Because I think, Coffey had his run a couple of years ago, but I think that was more like the gimmick was him winning the belt when Coffey won the title a couple of years ago against Daniel Bryan.
What about The Rock?
The Rock, when we're talking about Black, just straight Black, there's a lot of people that don't even know The Rock.
Terry,
I'm saying, look, yo, man, I don't make this. I'll make it. Hey, look, oh, The Rock is my favorite wrestler of all time. Be clear. Let's be clear. That's my favorite wrestler of all time, bar none. That's my number 1. But what I'm saying is, you know how many times over the years, as a Rock fan, a real hardcore Rock fan, I had to really break it down to people like Rock is black. I had to tell them that. They didn't even believe it.
Wow.
I'm telling you,
I don't know.
I'm not talking about people that are like real wrestling fans or anything like that. I'm talking about just the normies, the casual fan, the people that don't really know everything. They thought dude was Samoan, just straight Samoan or something like that. People thought he was something else. I had to really tell people that he was black sometimes, and that was a real thing. And so what I'm saying is, in terms of chocolate, African, Mandingo warrior, Wakanda forever, black champion, this is the most legit that we've ever seen.
Wow.
And come out there. Hey, look, Terry, I'm telling you.
Terry, you're using spot on. I got to call you out about this one. Ed, what'd you think?
Tell me I'm wrong. I'm
what do you think about this?
There's a lot of things. The Rock has even gone on record.
Okay, let's hear from Ed Antonio. Let me hear it.
Well, The Rock says he's Samoan and black, and he always says Samoan first.
Yeah. Agreed. And it's always about a Samoan heritage. It's always about that.
It's always promoted to be Samoan first.
He represents.
Not to say he's not proud of his African American, but the thing is, he's always Samoan first.
Right.
He comes out, but the thing is, he's proud of both sides.
I'm not saying he's not.
Mostly as a Samoan dynasty.
Right.
I'm surprised you guys. Ed, let's hear from Ed. Ed, talk to us.
Well, I was talking about it last week with you guys as well, and I still think like I've never heard that, and that's probably because of everybody just see, oh, this is a black guy. They're not seeing like the heritage part of it. Like, yeah, I'm Samoan. They just see like he's just the skin color that we are. Like he's black. They never like I've never heard anybody like say that. But I'm pretty sure people probably, read up on them because, especially like, women, like, okay. But
they know. Topic.
What I'm saying is, check it out though. When he first came out, Rocky Maivia, he wore the Samoan garb. He had his hair was real curly and wavy, and he did not look like a brother to people. A lot of people did not.
Wait, hold on. Terry.
You're not hearing me. I'm telling you, man. What I'm trying to tell you is this. I'm saying me and a lot of non-black people had to have this conversation for years. I'm going back. I watched The Rock's first matchup at Madison Square Garden, Survivor Series 1996, and I was a fan of him then, even before he got hot. And I had to tell people that he was black. People were really trying to say, well, he's not. He's more Samoan. I'm telling you, I've had these conversations hundreds of times back in those times. And the attitude there. And if we're looking at Rock now with the bald head and all the stuff now, he might look a little more. But when he first was out there with the shirts, the silky shirts, and the wavy hair, the Miami. That a lot of people did not know he was a brother right off the bat.
Okay, so you're gonna tell me when you watch Miami Vice, do you didn't think Crockett was a brother? They're the same. They're the same skin tone as Crockett.
Well, that's completely different. That's completely. And first of all, what was his name? Was it
Philip Michael Thomas?
Philip Michael Thomas. There you go. He looked more black than The Rock did.
They're the same skin tone.
No, if you look at Phil Michael Thomas, he looked more black than The Rock did, and they made that was the whole point of that show. They made that real clear from the beginning. He was black.
All right. Well, let's move on. That's a good conversation. We're gonna have this conversation again because we're gonna have to. Ooh.
Hey, Rock's my guy. Rock's my guy, but I'm just saying.
No, it's a good conversation to have because I never, when I seen The Rock, he's a brother.
I was so quick to want to claim Rock. Like, no, he's black. He one of us. I was the one that was like really like having to do that. But I'm telling you.
But he's a brother. I mean, I always see him as a brother. So, okay, maybe it's just me.
Hey, I was in line for WrestleMania 19, and I was standing there with a group of white guys, and we're talking wrestling and the whole thing. And the main thing that they kept saying is, because we're talking about black champions at one point. And the main thing we're saying is, he's more Samoan, though. That was the main thing, I'm telling you. And the Rock has even talked about that, how people really didn't consider him that, but he's always been proud of his black side. He had to come out and say stuff about that. I'm just saying.
Did you smell? Well, I'm smelling what The Rock is cooking when he said
I always smell it. But shouts out to Bobby Lashley, though. Bobby Lashley, though, man. Hey,
let's read some comments real quick. John has some good stuff here. John said it will he said it will be a short run. It's his last year. He said he's talking about Bobby Lashley. I don't think so. I think he's going to extend that.
Of course you will.
How about that entrance too?
Oh, that entrance is off the chain, ain't it?
That
I love
entrance
it.
is trash.
What is wrong with the entrance?
That is
Hey.
terrible. They just
Just go read
pull
the comments.
that thing.
Go ahead, read the comments, and then
just this big ass
I'm
picture
calling
of
out,
Bobby doing this. I'm done.
and I'm calling out historian too,
That's
because historian tried to call him
trash,
out.
man.
Historian,
They messed it up as bad as Keith Lee's entrance.
I still don't think he gets it, but I mean, I get it, but yeah, that entrance.
It's bad. It's bad.
What was wrong with the entrance? Oh my god!
My god, I'm done.
The entrance was badass. He had the thunderbolts, the almighty, the gold, the fireworks. The only problem I have with the entrance, I want more epic music.
That's not a music type
entrance. The music is okay. It was the very beginning of the intro that was like.
What do you say, Ed? What do you say, Ed?
Like at the very beginning, they showing like all of the gold and everything, and him there, and then he comes out. It was just that part. They're like, what? Like all of that?
They're like, why?
Oh man, you guys are killing me. I thought that was dope.
You watch gymnasts wrestle, and you gonna call out the Almighty.
And RVD still had that sick music, man.
Terrible.
Here we go.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have to have another show. We're gonna have to have a pop up because we've been spending too much. We're not gonna even get into the topic, but this is a great topic.
Talking about this track.
Let's go. All right. You guys ready to get into the list?
Yeah.
You know what? This is what we should do. When we do two of them and then save them for the next week, or save them for a pop up because we're not gonna get through all 5 of them.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
No. You never know.
Or just
let's just go.
Everybody can just go through the whole list real quick. We don't go around the table.
Okay. I'll let you guys go. I'll go last on this and hear what you guys say. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So I picked for one of my matches. I had Goldberg versus Hogan for the title.
Is that your number 5?
Yeah, that's my number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, I had Cena and AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Number 3, I had Undertaker and Sid Vicious at WrestleMania 13. Number 2, I had Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
Good pick.
Survivor Series, yep.
Wait, so the Survivor Series 97 or WrestleMania?
Are you talking about the Iron Man match at WrestleMania?
Iron Man match.
Okay, Iron Man match.
Okay.
And for my number 1, Stone Cold and The Rock, WrestleMania.
Which WrestleMania?
15.
15. Okay.
Yeah. Not the trade-off. No, not the back of the stab.
Yeah, okay, all right.
All right,
Tony. That's a good list.
Good list.
All right, here we go. Number
list.
5, Sheamus beats Daniel Bryan at Mania 28 in 18 seconds. Trash.
That was a bit your biggest like.
No, number 5.
Or that was your best.
That was my number 5.
No, I'm saying that's okay. It's on your list.
Historian. Right. What's going on with the historian today?
I'm going backwards. I thought we said we were going worst.
No, we are, but we just disagree with that. But go ahead.
You saying worst title changes?
That's what I thought it was worst.
No. We were saying best title changes.
In that case, let me flip that real quick.
Okay.
All right. I was going worst. So, all right.
Oh man. Yeah, he's off the top. He's freestyling now.
Savage, Mania 4.
Okay, tournament. Okay.
Okay. I guess you can go back with Angle losing to Lesnar.
WrestleMania 19.
That's good.
Oh, that was a good one.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
I was there for that one.
He won that.
But he won that, didn't he? Wait.
No, he said Angle losing to Lesnar.
Okay.
Okay.
WrestleMania 5 main event with Mega Powers Explode.
Mega Powers Explode. Oh yeah.
And I just gotta go down the line. 4, 5, 6. You know, like I mean, I love that series right there. Sting beating Ric Flair, Great American Bash. Was probably because I was a Flair fan, but I was a Sting fan too. So it was great for me. And I'd probably say that would be probably like my number 1. I'm kind of mixed on my 2, but I went an opposite way with my list initially, so I was gonna kill it with my worst ones. So, but also too, Hogan losing to Andre with twin referees.
There you go.
Even
Good call.
though that was a good one because that was when I first figured out wrestling was predetermined and not fake. Because everybody always says wrestling is fake, and it's not. I've been hit with a chair in a match before. It ain't fake. It's just predetermined.
Different.
So that's when I figured out like the fan side of the sport, and that's what got me drawn about how they were gonna keep me in it, like stuff like that. So
there you go.
That's my five.
Good call. All right, go ahead, Corey.
All right, so this list, you got to follow me on this because there's some things that I'll add to it. So my number 5, I'm gonna go with Starrcade, Kevin Nash, Goldberg. That was
big one. It was big.
That was a big one. Thank you, Scott Hall. Number 4, I'm going to go with the Iron Man match, WrestleMania, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. Number 3, I'm going to go with SummerSlam, Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. With Triple H as a special guest referee. And then Daniel Bryan won the title, and then guess who cashed in right afterwards? Thanks to Triple H. Randy Orton. So that was a great one.
Good stuff.
Number 2, Stone Cold versus The Rock, WrestleMania, the second Stone Cold Rock number 2. And then number 1, this was a tough one, man. There's so many of them, but I think this one, in my opinion, was probably the best, was Sting and Hogan at Starrcade.
Oh, man. You got some controversial picks on there.
I like that.
That was the screw job.
Yeah.
Part 2. All right, B, you want to go?
I go a couple of them. So my 5 was, of course, what happened on Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago.
Of course.
Bobby Lashley versus The Miz.
That wasn't your number 1?
No, that's my 5.
Yeah, that's low. That's low on his list.
Okay. Is that all right, Corey? And historian over there?
Your number 5 pick for title wins at your number 2 faction.
Yeah, I just because it wasn't a match. He killed him a bit, so it wasn't.
Squash.
Right?
Squash.
It's your list.
Ron Simmons versus Vader. 4.
Good.
What about that?
Good one.
Right call.
3rd would be Goldberg when he beat Hogan in the Georgia Dome.
That's good.
Monday Night Nitro.
Yeah.
Good call.
Number 2 was one. Now I can't remember who he went, but I love it because I didn't think he was going to win. Was the Booker T? Was it Booker T against Steiner?
Yeah.
Who did he? Wasn't it Steiner?
Yep.
For the world title, yeah.
For the world title.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm stuck on number 1, so you're gonna have to come back to me on that one because I was just like, so many, so I couldn't even.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run through my list real quick. So my number 5.
I got the best list, right?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. So my right now, number 5 on my list is Ron Simmons over Vader for the world title, 92. Yeah, I mean, look, man, that was monumental because for me, it was like something that wasn't supposed to happen. A brotherhood in wrestling, like you didn't see nothing like that. So,
and it happened last minute. If you read behind the scenes, it would happen last minute. They changed the endings.
Right. So, I mean, it was, that was one of the biggest things that I've ever seen. After that, number 4, Ultimate Warrior over Hulk Hogan, in WrestleMania 6.
Oh.
This is a guy, Hulk Hogan, who nobody thought anybody would ever get a clean win. Hogan had lost some, but it would never pinned cleanly at that time, post Hulkamania. So to actually see him lose to Ultimate Warrior, that's the guy who brought me into wrestling, was Ultimate Warrior as a little kid. It was a comic book character come to life, and actually see him, it was world shattering to see Hogan get beat. So that's my number.
Great character. Great character. Couldn't wrestle worth the crap, but yeah, he got over.
Hey, well, I don't know. They put him in the ring with the right guy. Macho Man Randy Savage. They got some good matches out of him. Ric Flair, not Ric Flair, but Rick Rude got some good matches out of him. So I mean, there was a few with Warrior. So that was that. My number three, Shawn Michaels over Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12. That one was one of the most realistic sports, the finally the guy catch, like Michael Jordan winning his first championship. When Shawn Michaels got that belt, it really felt like this is a guy who really has wanted this his whole life, and he got it. So that was a big win. It was a great match. So that's my number three.
Pass another torch.
Pass another torch. It was huge. My number two, Daniel Bryan over John Cena. Good call, Corey, when you brought that up. Because Daniel Bryan over John Cena at SummerSlam. That one was just shocking to see Cena get beat cleanly like that. Yeah. In a really good match. It would probably go higher, but that was one that really solidified Daniel Bryan in the main event scene. It was a great matchup, and it was just shocking to see Cena get beat clean at that point. But not more shocking than my number one title change of all time, SummerSlam 2014, Brock Lesnar absolutely destroying Super Cena for like 15 minutes. It was the longest squash match in history. Now, this is, if you remember.
That's your number one?
That's my number one title change, and I'm going to give you my reason why.
Okay.
For 7-8 long years, however long it was at that point, Super Cena was the stuff of nightmares for fans like me. And John Cena had reigned for so long, and he would always overcome the odds. He was always going to be in the main event scene or whatever. Then after Brock Lesnar pinned Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, he got like 1 million XP points or something like that. He became so much stronger than he ever was. He was even more dominant than he was when he was younger. And for him to come out and ragdoll John Cena around the ring like he did, and then it was crazy to see them actually squashed their guy, the Hulk Hogan of the era, and that was the end of the Super Cena run. I mean, that was essentially the end of it.
And thank God for that.
And thank God for that. So to me, there was never a more significant in the big leagues. That one was the biggest one that I remember seeing, because I never saw them dump out their main guy like that. So to me, that was my number one title.
Can I do an honorable mention real quick?
Guys, real quick. Isn't Cena the most overrated wrestler?
WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I was there at that WrestleMania.
Oh, were you?
That's the night.
That was a good mania.
Seth Rollins cashed in that Money in the Bank.
Wow. Corey, you were not there.
I was there. It was at.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about
Stadium in Santa Clara. I was there.
You're right. Baby. Yeah, you told me about that.
I just wanted to throw that out there. That was a great match.
Was it as loud as it looked like?
It was nuts. It went nuts. When Seth Rollins won that
when
belt,
Seth cashed in, they went crazy.
Swinging it around.
Yeah.
The place went bonkers. It went nuts. Paul Heyman, I was watching his just his facial reactions and his looks sold the whole thing. It was nuts.
Well, it was a good match. That was the only thing I hated about that was that it ruined a good match. It was a good match between Brock and Roman.
Yeah, it was really good.
So, Barry, what was your number one though?
You know what? I am still, guys. I have to be honest. I don't know.
What's the one that comes to your mind? Title change. What defines a title change?
Well, the Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle, because I was there.
That
was the WrestleMania at Safeco Field.
Yeah.
Row 7, so close. Seen Rock's beautiful wife.
I'm surprised you're going with that, because I thought you were gonna put when Bobby Lashley won the championship up on there or something like that. So I'm like, I'm surprised you went that way.
What do you guys feel like if you guys were to say in the history of wrestling, what would you guys say is the most important title change of all time?
Damn,
I think when Stone Cold beat Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
Yeah. It ushered in the Attitude Era for real.
That was it.
Yeah, that was the changing of the guard.
Exactly.
To me, I don't know that anything it gets more important or significant than Hulk Hogan winning in the Madison Square Garden against the Sheik.
Yeah, that's
1984. That was
my
the
most important. My most important is going to shock you, though.
What's your most important?
Would be David Arquette winning the WCW
Oh, get out of here!
title.
Oh, get
Now,
out of here! Hey, Tony, you've been on one today, man.
Wait. This is the reason. Because it ended that organization.
What?
It did.
It had part of it. It took part in it.
There was no coming back from that. So they made WWE the only game in town.
Yeah,
so
it did.
The important part. Yeah. I didn't say the best.
It was important. It was important in the sense of this is the tip of the crappy iceberg that WCW got to at that point, maybe. But I mean, it was important. I don't know if it was the most though. The most?
He got a point though.
Organization.
He got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels.
Stone Cold over Shawn Michaels.
Yeah,
that was a legendary match, and it went to another stratosphere when he won that title. And
it did. You're right. One thing I would say though, the reason why I said Hulk Hogan though is because if Hulk Hogan doesn't win against Sheik and Hulkamania doesn't happen, we're not watching wrestling to this day right now like this. There's no Raw, there's no AEW, there's no SmackDown, there's no WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan winning that belt, he changed the game. I mean, wrestling was a sideshow. Wrestling was a sideshow. It was like a circus. It was like a literal circus. You want to go there, see the sweaty men in whatever territory they were at, and you just go watch them on a Saturday night. You drop your $5 and that's it. It wasn't people online theorizing and backstage news and all of this. It wasn't mainstream. Hogan winning that belt made it what it is to why we're still looking at it to this day.
Man, shout out to AEW, Christian Cage signing with AEW.
That's a big signing.
Good signing.
Shout out to Kenny Omega.
Oh, jeez. They did my boy John Moxley wrong over the weekend.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
the worst stunt probably in recent
all time.
Shockmaster.
But hey, props to them for coming out afterwards and admitting that.
You gotta own it at that point. You gotta own it. It was
WWE wouldn't have owned it. They would have kept it rolling.
WWE wouldn't have made that.
Gilbert Sparklers.
That was even better than that.
Hey, look, Ed, what do you got to say about your promotion, AEW?
No, I'm just saying, like, that was terrible. That's not my promotion. I'm just saying I like some of the guys there. I like what they're doing with some of the matches as far as like the divisions and the way it's set up. Like you see the win-loss columns, and then that's what
I do like that.
That is the dopest thing. That is something that I wanted WWE to do for years, Ed.
Yeah.
Not just picking a match. Oh, here's a triple threat match, and then this guy just winning. And
they had like Braun Strowman the other day, a couple weeks ago. They just put Braun Strowman in, and you're like, wait, where did he come from? He wasn't even in the pay-per-view.
I do wish that AEW kind of stuck to it a little more. They're kind of all over the place with it, but the fact that they're there, it means something. You know what I mean? To me, I feel like WWE should always have been treated more like a real sport, to where there's rankings, and you got to rank your way into a Royal Rumble or rank your way into these matches that lead to their Super Bowl. You know what I mean? There needs to be a playoff system in the WWE that leads you to getting into the matches at WrestleMania. I've always felt.
But Terry, in all fairness, though, look at the name. It's entertainment, and they put that into it, so that changed the whole scope of it.
Right, but when you say sports entertainment, if you made it, I think wrestling at its best was when it feels more like a sporting event, and with entertainment sprinkled around it and into it. I think
that's WrestleMania, though.
Yeah.
So basically WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Historian.
But what I'm saying is. Right, but what I'm saying is I think that if you had the entire business ran like that, to where all of the stuff seemed like a real sport in the sense of everything means something. When you watch, that's what is the most intriguing thing about the NFL or basketball or anything like that, is that all the games matter. They all matter. Your team's not going to go to the playoffs if they don't win X amount of games. So I think that if you put that amount of realism, that you know what I mean, into the matches where everything means something. They're all trying to get something, like Ed was saying with the rankings in the AEW. I think like something like that would go a long way.
And stop having like stuff like the Fiend and Randy Orton with this other weirdo.
Hey, whoa. Hold
CGI.
on a second.
Good.
Wait a second. Don't go there because they're
I
setting
did
up
go
for
there.
something. They're setting up for something big. I'm telling you right now. I can
It's not
feel it in my
good.
bones. It
They're
is
ruining
setting up for
Randy
something
Orton.
big between those two.
They're ruining
Well, what is
Randy
it?
Orton.
They're not ruining anything. It's perfect the way it is. I like it.
Guys,
what is it going to
Let it
be?
go.
I'm a 40-year-old. We're 40 years old or over 30, and we're watching some of that crap. Stop.
Okay. Well, then don't watch it when the Fiend comes on. Okay, you turn it
Oh,
off.
you don't have to worry. I only watch it when
Well, we know that,
comes
so
on.
you can just
You're
watch
gonna
for a
watch him
whole
lose that
segment.
title at
You're good.
WrestleMania too.
You guys know what's so funny, especially to Corey's point, or you know, or the more to Barry's point, I guess, about being a 40-something-year-old guy watching these matches with the magic and all that kind of stuff. So imagine me last year at watching WrestleMania, and I'm watching it with my in-laws, and they're all older guys, and and they're all sitting there watching it with me. And we're looking at it, and just imagine me trying to explain the Bray Wyatt John Cena match to those guys. They're sitting there like, what in the hell are you watching? Now it was already a hard sell. WrestleMania, watching them sitting there watching the show with no crowd. They're like, what is this? So that was already a hard sell, and they weren't even doing the Thunderdome stuff at that point. So it was an empty arena, and they're watching that crap, and it's like, yeah, this kind of sucks, but it's better than this. Trust me. And then the Bray Wyatt, the Funhouse crap, it was over. I sat there and just had to take it. All the jokes, all the stuff about it, I had to take it.
I mean,
nope,
hey,
I can't defend
it
this.
is what it is. But at the end of the day, is Bray Wyatt one of the top superstars in WWE right now?
Yes.
No, look, Bray's
no denying that.
Bray's great, but I just think that to a certain point, some of this stuff, like the tar, the Randy Orton puking tar up. I mean, I think there was last week. But even Papa Shango, even back then in the cheesiest cartoonish era that was with Warrior and Papa Shango, right? There was never a scene where the Warrior talked to himself like Randy Orton talked to himself. I'm like, you can't defend some of this stuff.
Historian.
We can't defend it.
I want to hear Historian. What do you got to say? I want to see if he likes this.
Well, like Randy Orton always said, there's voices in his head.
Oh my God!
In his songs. So now we starting to talk back to him.
No man. I mean, like, look, man.
The dopest thing going right now.
You'll see later.
Whoa.
Hold on. Okay, Barry, go ahead and get him, Barry, because he said all that stuff about Bobby Lashley winning the belt, and then he just said that this is the best stuff going. The floor is yours, sir.
Go
ahead, Barry.
No, it's ratings. People tune in. Either you like it or you hate it, but you watch it.
You think that the Fiend
the Hurt Business?
You think the Fiend and Alexa Bliss is more money than the Hurt Business right now?
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Oh, you guys are bugging.
I can't.
Oh my
Unfortunately, but yes.
I 100% agree with that.
Why?
Ed, Hurt Business.
Why? In what way?
People do it because they like that type of stuff.
People love the Hurt Business right now.
He's intriguing. They want to see what's going to happen next.
Nobody cares.
Open-ended. It's a great character.
Nobody cares.
You're saying that's more over than the Hurt Business right now?
I bet you, if there were fans in the stadium, I bet you the film would get a better pop than Bobby Lashley.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that right now. Maybe before 2-3 months ago, maybe.
COVID, he was getting big pops. People were going nuts when he comes out. Ain't nobody cheering for Bobby Lashley like that.
Right, but he wasn't doing Hurt Business back then. Bobby Lashley wasn't doing the Hurt Business back then, though.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but
fans in the stands WrestleMania, and we'll see. I guess.
Right, but Corey, what you're forgetting?
He gonna lose to Brock, but
it's not coming, Eddie. Brock is not coming. It's not happening, brother. It ain't happening.
He's beating Brock.
So you think so who's fighting?
When he beat Brock?
It's gonna be Drew McIntyre. I've been telling you guys this for months. It's gonna be Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley, 100%. And right now, and I hate to say it because I hate this idea, but I would say it's 89, 90% right now that is Drew McIntyre is going to win the belt.
Well,
they're going to give him his moment that he didn't have last year. They're trying to get him a win in front of the crowd.
Sorry, Barry.
I hate it. I hate it because I think Bobby Lashley is a better
guys getting for me.
Sorry, Barry.
So is Brock coming back the night after WrestleMania?
Bro, there's no word on Brock right now. Brock's not in the he's not in the mix right now.
You know what though? I have just a seeky feeling that Brock's gonna just poke his little head out somewhere.
But Brock is somebody that they would have wanted to get ahead of right now. Remember, tickets are going on sale next week. Yeah. They would have promoted Brock by now.
Well, that's the whole slick part because like who do you have fight? Is it Sheamus and Drew again at Fastlane?
Yeah, it'll probably be like a last man standing or something like that with Sheamus and Drew, probably for a title match with Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay. Make no mistake about it. This is Bobby Lashley put the hurt lock on Drew to win the belt, to lose the belt. It's gonna be Drew and Bobby. That's 100% locked in. That's what's happening.
Yep.
That's been the plan. And I'm telling you right now, Vince McMahon, he's building up Bobby strong so he can be a monster for Drew to slay. He's in the exact same position that Brock Lesnar was in last year, and they wanted Drew to slay Brock, but there was no crowd, so it didn't work.
So
I think in the WWE's mind, Drew's been, had a bad break because there wasn't a crowd, and now this is his chance, and that they still want that to go.
So what if they have Drew beat, or let's just say they have that match at Fastlane, and then a revenge rematch?
Drew beat who?
Brock and Drew.
No. I'm telling you right now, man. It's Drew's. It's going.
You can't have a WrestleMania caliber match at Fastlane. You just can't.
Right. Do it. Right, and like I said, this last minute Brock Lesnar thing is just not realistic because they would have had him positioned for a main event push already. He would have already been in the mix. They would have had him. They would have set it up back at Royal Rumble probably.
I mean, honestly, I don't even think Bobby Lashley's going to wrestle at Fastlane. To be honest with you,
I don't think he is.
Hard right now.
I don't think he is.
He's not defending the title against anybody, which is kind of like.
Because they got pushing Roman and Daniel Bryan as the main event of that pay-per-view. So.
And that's what it will be. That's what it will be. Roman and Daniel Bryan will lead to Roman and Edge at WrestleMania. Bobby's gonna fight Drew. Randy Orton's gonna fight the Fiend. You're gonna, for whatever reason, get Charlotte and Asuka at WrestleMania. Unfortunately, because I'm tired of Charlotte. It'll be Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
All right, guys. It's about to turn off on you, unfortunately.
All right.
Man, this is good. Good one, guys.
Oh,
yes, sir.
It was okay. It's too much hurt business. We need to get.
Hey, man, the hurt business. Hey, I don't care what none of y'all say. Bobby Lashley's entrance was badass. That was a badass entrance.
Yeah. It's a bad one.
The lightning, the gold. Almighty. All hail the Almighty.
Bobby Lashley.
Or one more month, and then Drew.
Let's just hope they change course. They've changed course in the past before. Remember, Roman Reigns was supposed to win at WrestleMania 34, and they changed course and let Brock beat him because the fans weren't behind him. The fans are really behind Bobby Lashley right now. They might change course again.
Guys, about to, yep. All right.
All right, guys.
Shopkulture.
Shopkulture. Black Kings of the Ring.
Man.
You boy.
Go Cards. Go Cards.
Go Lakers.
You already know.
Stay with us, please, Russell Wilson.
Oh.
He's gone. He's good as gone.